Top 20 desserts around the world you have to try. Hey food lovers, get ready to satisfy your sweet tooth as we explore the top 20 desserts from around the world. From creamy classics to crunchy delights, we'll dive into what makes each dessert special, where it comes from, and why people love it. Stick around to find out which dessert takes the top spot. Desserts are the universal language of joy. Every culture has its own signature treat, and today we're counting down 20 of the best. Let's jump right in. Number 20 is tres leches cake. This cake originates from Mexico. It is a sponge cake soaked in 3 types of milk, namely evaporated, condensed, and cream. It is liked because of its super moist and creamy, with a melt-in-your-mouth texture. Usually about 6-ounce size is sufficient per person. Number 19 is Crème Brûlée. This dessert originates from France. It is a creamy custard with a caramelized sugar top. A perfect balance of silky custard and crispy sugar. About 4-ounce size is adequate per person. Number 18 is banoffee and originates in the United Kingdom. It contains bananas, toffee, cream, and has a biscuit base. This dessert is so loved because it is sweet, creamy, and satisfyingly crunchy. Just about 5-ounce size is sufficient to eat. Number 17 is the kulfi, which originates from India. It is a dense ice cream made with condensed milk and cardamom. This dessert is loved because of its rich flavor and unique texture. 7-ounce in size is usually enough per serving. Number 16 on my list is the alfajores, and it originates from Argentina. It comes as a shortbread cookies filled with dulce de leche. It is liked because of its buttery, sweet, and caramel-filled goodness. 3-ounce size is sufficient per person. Next is the baklava, and it originates from Turkey. It is a filo pastry with nuts, honey, or syrup. It is one of the dessert favorites due to its sweet, nutty, and flaky layers. 3-ounce size is sufficient per person. Number 14 is the matcha roll cake from Japan. It is a fluffy sponge cake with a matcha cream filling. A lot of people love this dessert because of its earthy green tea flavor balanced with sweetness. 4-ounce serving is sufficient per person. Number 13 is the Soccer Torte from Austria. This lovely dessert is made up of a dense chocolate cake with apricot jam and dark chocolate glaze. A very rich flavored dessert and sophisticated with a fruity twist. 5-ounce serving is sufficient per person. Number 12 is the malva pudding from South Africa. This dessert is a spongy caramelized pudding served with custard. The dessert is loved due to its warm, gooey, and comforting taste. Servings done in 5-ounce size per person is sufficient. Next is the black sesame ice cream from China. It is made with cream, sugar, and roasted black sesame paste. This dessert is loved because of its nutty, slightly savory, and refreshing taste. 3-ounce per person is an adequate size to eat. Number 10 is the mochi, which originates in Japan. It is a sticky rice dough with various fillings like red bean or ice cream. Many like this lovely dessert because it is chewy, stretchy, and customizable. Just about 3-ounce size is sufficient per person. Next we have the sticky toffee pudding from the United Kingdom. It can be described as a sponge cake with dates, covered in toffee sauce. Many love it because it is warm, rich, and indulgent. Lovers of this dessert eat as much as 6-ounce per person. In the 8th position is the gulab jamun from India. This dessert contains milk solids fried and soaked in sugar syrup. It is sweet, spongy, and aromatic. Just about 4 ounces per person is sufficient to be taken as dessert. Number 7 is the cheesecake from the United States. This dessert is made up of cream cheese, graham cracker crust, and various toppings. It is loved because it's creamy, rich, and endlessly versatile. 6-ounce per person can be sufficient for dessert. Number 6 on the list is the tiramisu from Italy. It contains espresso-soaked ladyfingers, mascarpone, and cocoa powder. It is loved because of its luxurious layers of coffee and cream. 6-ounce per person is usually sufficient for dessert. Next is the churros from Spain. It is a fried dough rolled in cinnamon sugar, served with chocolate sauce. This dessert is loved because it is crunchy, warm, and perfect for dipping. 4 ounces serving per person is usually sufficient for dessert. Number 4 is the picarones from Peru. It is a fried dough made with sweet potato and squash, drizzled with syrup. The picarones is liked because it is sweet and spiced with a unique texture. 6 ounces per person is sufficient to eat. Number 3 is the nafe from the Middle East. It contains shredded filo, cheese, sugar syrup, and rosewater. Many love the nafe because it is sweet, cheesy, and fragrant. 5 ounces per person is sufficient. Number 2 is the macarons, which originates from France. It contains almond meringue cookies with flavored cream filling. It is loved because it is delicate, colorful, and packed with flavor. 3 ounces per person can be sufficient for dessert. In the top position on our list is the chocolate fondue from Switzerland. This dessert favorite is made up of melted chocolate with fruits, marshmallows, or pastries for dipping. Many dessert lovers enjoy the chocolate fondue because it is fun, interactive, and customizable. Up to about 7 ounces in size can be eaten per person. There you have it, 20 desserts that prove sweetness is a universal language. Which one do you want to try first? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's make this channel your go-to for delicious adventures. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tasty content.